Hey guys, welcome. Erinn McMurtrie here, mind, body, spirit health coach. I'm so grateful to be here today talking about this really important topic. I'm coming from my car, as you can see, because I have a meeting in downtown Carlsbad, so I am doing our live from my car. So today I want to talk about the pressures that we put on ourselves to heal naturally and the guilt and shame that can come up around using medication. I've had a lot of conversations with friends and my own personal experience around this, and I think it's really important to foster more self-compassion around choosing paths that our intuition is guiding us to, and really releasing judgment of ourselves, of our bodies, of the ways that we're being called to use to heal. I think there's so much conversation around natural healing, and that is amazing, and that is so wonderful, and I'm so excited about that. And medication in Western medicine is something that has been developed that can be very helpful, and a lot of times it is pushed on us too soon and too readily and too much, but a lot of times it also can be very helpful. So what I want to do is talk about ways that you can tap into for you what's the best choice. Not what is your doctor pushing on you, not what is your ego telling you that you should, how you should be healing, not what your friends are telling you, but like genuinely inside, where is your guidance leading you? And I've had a lot of judgment around Western medicine myself. I did not want to get involved in Western medicine. I did not want to take medication ever. I had a lot of judgment around it, and I still do think that it's used in a lot of really unnecessary ways, but my path actually forced me to ally, to see the value of Western medicine and of its place in the world. And so please understand that I'm not here to try to tell you that you should take medication and medication is the way. I just want to bring forward a conversation around how we can have compassion for ourselves if that is the path that's being asked of us from our own inner guidance. So I'd love to just share quickly a little bit about my experience around this. So many of you know in 2015 I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, which is an autoimmune disease that affects your colon, your digestive system. It can have a lot of really nasty, gnarly, painful side effects like blood in the bowel movements, hemorrhoids, running to the bathroom with diarrhea. I've heard anywhere from 10 to 25 times a day. Some people have it really bad. Sometimes some other people have mild cases. It's really unpleasant. And when I first got diagnosed and I first had it, I went to many different doctors. I went to a naturopath, I went to a regular Western medicine doctor, I went to a naturopathic doctor, I already said that. And anyways, I ended up landing at an iridologist. And so iridology is actually the study of the iris. So they look at, they take pictures of your iris, and they believe that the iris is a map of the entire body. And so when I sat down with her, this woman who is actually a renowned iridologist in the field and happens to be a family friend of mine, she was looking at a map of my entire body. She could see the whole picture of everything that was going on. And she said, look, we can do this naturally. I've helped people heal from cancer. I've helped people heal from this and this. And like, I can see exactly what your body's asking for, and I can help you. And oh my God, what an amazing relief, right? Like if you've ever had anything going on with your body and gone to doctors and they just can't give you answers, it's like, it can be really scary to think that these people that are supposed to have all the answers don't actually know how to help you. So if you're going through that, or if you've been through that, I can feel you. It is really a difficult and scary place to be. So this woman said, cool, I know what to do, I can help. And so I did it. I jumped full in. I did a regimen of all of these different pills, supplements, herbs, bentonite clay, things that I was doing every day to just detox my body. And I was on a very strict diet. And I won't go into the details of that because it's really not relevant. But the point is, I stuck to this diet and this regimen, and it did. All of my symptoms went away, and I came back to total homeostasis, totally like a normal, healthy place with my body. And it was amazing. It was such a beautiful experience to see how my body could respond and react to just simple food and herbs from the earth and rest, lots of rest. So Jump forward a few years, maybe another year and a half. I had a lot of really stressful things going on at home, and my symptoms started to come back. And I just thought, all right, it'll get better. I'll just, start eating better, go back on my regimen that I was on before. But it just continued to get really, really bad. And I was taking a lot of pills and eating healthy, and it just wasn't helping. It was getting so bad, and I ended up having to go into the hospital. And basically, I almost had to get a blood transfusion because I had lost so much blood through my bowel movements. I was down to like 113 pounds, like super skinny. And at that point I just said, you know what, like, just help me because this is torture. And so they were able to help me. They were able to give me some steroids and some medication. And it was really hard for me at first because I had healed naturally before, and I didn't want to take that medication. I had a lot of judgment around it. So I have been on medication. I got back off of I wasn't on steroids for very long, but I was on medication for a bit, and came back to a healthy place and decided to go off the medication. And I had an experience of eating out at a restaurant that I wasn't eating anything crazy or anything weird. I just had a very simple meal, and my body just like erupted. It was like so mad, and then all of a sudden everything just came screaming back. And I was like, you know what, I'm going back on this medication. The doctors had urged me to stay on it just to maintain the health that I was at, but I had a lot of judgment and a lot of my ego around not wanting to be on medicine, believing that medicine is blah 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 blah. And so at that point, when my body re-erupted again, I was like, okay, fine, like, I need to be on this just to so I can live like a normal life, so I don't have to be scared that every time I eat a meal, my body's going to freak out. And so I decided to go back on the medication, and I've been on it after that for probably another, almost a year now. So I've had friends come to me and share their stories. One of my girlfriends who has Crohn's, actually, which is sort of a variation of what I have, similar. And she shared that she'd been on the natural healing path for about 3 years, and things were okay, and she was able to maintain, moderate symptoms, but she was like, I'm so tired. I'm tired of living this way, and please, can you just give me permission to go back on the medication? And I just said, look, babe, you do not need my permission. You do not need anyone's permission. Just listen to what your body is telling you, what your intuition is telling you. And that's the right path. No one can freaking tell you what the right thing is for you. And so that's what I want to share here, is a very simple tool for you to tune into what is a yes and what is a no. And that is simply just to ask a question. So that might be, would it be supportive for me to go back on this medication? Or whatever the question is, right? Just asking yourself this question and then just pausing and feeling the energy. So what I mean by that is, when you feel a statement or when you ask a question, feeling the energy go up in like a light way, or feeling it go down in a heavy way. And there may be other variations of that as well. But it's just a simple way that you can check with yourself, with your intuition. You can ask a simple question and just feel the energy. So like if you're let's try, if you were to say, I am a man. Now, obviously, if you're a man, right? So if that is truth or an untruth. So if it's untruth, you might feel like a heaviness or a denseness or a lowering of the energy. And if it's a truth, you might feel like an upward. So try, I am a woman. Now, can you feel in your system if that feels true or not? Can you feel if that feels like a yes or a no? This is a very simple tool that you can use for anything in your life. But I just want to give it to you now, because I think that especially those who are really devoted to natural healing and love natural healing and want to encourage natural healing in the world, we can feel a lot of pressure for ourselves to not take the medicine or not get the help that is available, because we have a judgment of ourselves, or our egos telling us that, no, you should be able to heal in this other way. But I just want to give you I just want to give you permission to be compassionate with yourself and to listen to what your guidance is really telling you. And the final piece I want to speak to is how to, if you do decide to go on medication, how to make it feel good for you. So what I did when I first got prescribed with all of these things that I all of a sudden needed to take is I put them on my altar space with all of my crystals, and I put colorful stickers on the bottles, and every time I took any medication, I sat with the medication and I looked at it and I said, thank you for helping me. I'm asking my body now to release any of this medication that does not serve me and to only keep the parts that does, only keep the parts that supports me. And then I would take it. And then when I wasn't with it, it would be sitting with my crystals in a sacred space. So I used the power of my intention, of my belief, to create a safety around it, to create an honoring around it, to not just be popping pills, but to be very intentional with the way that I was doing it. So I just want to encourage you that if, you are on medication or maybe taking a path that you have judgment around, to find your way with it, to find your way that feels good, to find your way that feels honoring, to find your way where you can pour some positive intention to the medicine or whatever it is that you're doing. So I hope that's helpful. Mostly I just want you to know that you're not alone, and that, just to follow your own truth. There's going to be so many people in the world, regardless of what it is, telling you what you should be doing or what they think you should be doing. And the truth is, nobody really knows except for you. You have a connection with that internal place inside yourself where you know what's right and what's wrong for you. And the best, most important thing you can do is to practice using that muscle all the time, because that is your discernment. And that goes for not just medication or food, but all of your life choices, for you to be able to feel that barometer inside you that is guiding you, because that is going to be more powerful and more relevant and supportive for you than any other person telling you what to do. So I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being willing to open up some space for some compassion for yourself. Please feel free to message me if you want to share your story or get into this a little bit deeper. I would love to connect with you, and I hope you have a beautiful day.